Begin all acts and thinking by using El Kalum, the All. Chapter 1, The Creation. Tablet 1, Epic of Creation and Before. Lo, O my children, allow me to speak with you, for it is that time again, every 25,000 years for the renewal of your way of life, Nuwabu. Let me speak with you of the beginnings of life, before and after the knowledge bestowed upon you of your very own creation, and the making of this planet you call Earth, and the many other planets of which you have no knowledge of. Your soul, that is, the emotional you, is about to embark upon a journey through time and space within existence, through a time not yet encountered by Behemoth, the human beasts, and the human beings, the children of the Allahum. The human, beings of Hu, creative force of will, and Mem, also Memi, meaning deity of birth, which is another name for Mother Ninti, who gave birth to mortals. The human, being of Hu, creative force of will, and Main, from the Latin, spirits of the dead. Within the confines of this holy tablets, you shall embark upon such knowledge which has never been made so clear as this for you by any. Let me start by telling you about the beings that existed trillions of Earth years ago, before the Precambrian period, before you, human beings, were created in physical form, upon the planet Tiamat, now called Earth, from the word Iridu. There existed supreme beings of pure green light, ethereal, and sub-supreme beings of the impure amber light, fire. You cannot fully comprehend their beginnings because their time zone is much greater than your ability to comprehend at this point. Yet, this very tablet, which you are holding in your hands, will open your eyes to their time zones that are in and beyond space. These supreme beings, called Anunnaki or Nitiru, whose way of life was called Nuwapu, were endowed by El Kalum, the All, with a superior overstanding, 720 degrees in all, 360 degrees of spiritual or ethereal state, the circle, and 360 degrees of the physical material state, the square. Glory be to the one appointed, who is called in tones Anu, and on earth El Elo, known to many by different titles, and the best of which is known to you as Ansar, is Allah, which He is, 360 degrees of the physical world, and light of this heaven and earth, in which He is also. You should know that eventually the time will come when these supreme beings, Anunnaki, would have to descend upon the planet Earth in order to guide the inhabitants back towards their home, in and beyond the stars, thereby helping them to become once again the supreme beings of the pure green light, ethereal energy that they once were. But first, one must be sent to prepare a way, and that one is myself. And so it was, for once human beings became rulers over the planet Earth, you gradually forgot that your purpose in life was to gain your way back towards the sustainer, which be the token home. But instead, you became engrossed in your own desires. While in pursuit of physical gratification and material gain, humans forgot the purity which they were formed. As a result, you have strayed from the original ways of the universe and the spiritual path that led you to your true destiny, universal right knowledge, right wisdom, and the right overstanding, onto sound right reasoning called Nuwapu. Nuwapu informs you that there were three creations: original or primary creation, primarus, from primus, first. Before the lightest atom, hydrogen, energies existed as a form of energy existing in the form of gases, 9 levels of them from quartz to bias to zeds, cells, referred to as subatomic energy, before weight, or the sum of any weight, registering as nothingness, yet existing, being lighter than the first form of existence, hydrogen. secondary, or evolutionary creation, the evolving of existence from density to matter to atoms to cells to organisms to bodies, and tertiary, from tertius, third, or ghostational creation, the breath of life, the living soul, the existing conscious being. Primary creation was performed by 9 ether beings, simply Etherians, whose science is Nuapu. 9 ether represents birth, conception as in 9, and birth, or the sum totals of numbers. There are no numbers actually higher than 9. Nuapu means to convey a message that results in sound right reasoning. So there must be a conveyor and a listener of the message. The message is life. The conveyor is existence. 3 sets of 3, or triple darkness. First set, before light, before energy, before matter. Second set, before time, before space, before place. Third set, before body, before soul, before spirit. 9 ether is the combination of all existing gases of nature. Nothing anywhere can be as powerful as all the existing gases. On Earth, these gases are known as radon, with an atomic number of 26, xenon, with an atomic number of 54, krypton, with an atomic number of 36, argon, with an atomic number of 18, neon, with an atomic number of 10, and helium, with an atomic number of 2. These are also called the noble gases on a periodic or elemental chart, on the physical chart. However, on the ethereal chart, they are listed as thus: E2, E10, E18, E26, E36, E54, and note the word element and elementary from elementum, first principle, rudiment, beginning. Used as elementary, the beginning without importance, as of yet. Therefore, 9 ether is the most potent power in all the boundless universes. 9 ether is the original creator who grew all the universes. 9 ether beings utilize the forces that yield energy, versing energy into one form, the universe, uni, meaning uni, from unus, one, and verse, meaning vateri, to turn, a spiral, spiraling outward from a single point. Creation from the word creare, to bring forth, create, produce, to cause to grow, means growth into form or system. Destruction means change in form of composition. 9 ether is conscious and conscience gases, the melanites. The original woolly-haired, dark-skinned Moors came along with the original creation. That is the same kind of ether forces that grew the universes. As nature was growing, these melanites were a part of the original growth. Melanin grew with original creation. To come along with the thing is to grow with or within it. 6 ethers are 9 points from ether 1 into darkness. The melanites manifest from 1 in hydrogen on into 9 elements, the 8th being oxygen for life. The dot, nugget, is the point of origin of things, the first sum. Therefore, the melanites and their evolutionary descendants are the personification of the original creation forces. Hue, 7 in all. As the 7 species of Riskians, you have 7 species of melanites, or Nuwapians, called Negroids. And you have 3 species of Mongoloids, and 2 species of Caucasoid, all growing out of the original Nuwapians. Simply, these melanites created the universe in their etheric form. 9 ether then personified themselves as flesh and blood beings. They became human beings, from atoms to Adam. There are 2 kinds of ether, 9 ether and 6 ether in human form. 9 ether Negroid produce 6 ether Caucasians, and 6 ether produce ghosts, death, not to be mistaken with the ethers of hair that range from 6, 7, 8, and 9 in hair texture, from flat to hollow to round. 9 ether will become 6 ether through time and age, die. 6 ether becomes ghost through time and age. 6 ether, albinos, is 9 ether nuopians in death, and ghost is the death of 6 ether. After the death of 6 ether, 9 ether resurrects again. 6 ether is the moon, and 9 ether is the sun. Hence, 6 ether is adverse to 9 ether, just as death is adverse to life. All this takes place within the all. It was then that the true force of the universe personified those supreme beings, the original melanites, dark-skinned, woolly-haired Moors, personified by both sound and electric energy, both positive and negative. Electro, from modern Latin, electris, meaning resembling amber, amber being negative, and magnetic, from Latin, magnetis, lodestone, being positive. Light, or the Illuminati, being electro, and the light spectrum being magnetism. The cosmic ray for emerald being from 001 nanometer, nana, equal the deity sin, meter, equal mother or meter, in tones, matar, meaning matter or material, formed to 99,000 miles. Nanometer is the modern term used preferred over angstrom, used in measuring visible light. 1 nanometer is 10 to the 9th 1/1000th of a meter, and is equal to 1 angstrom, being a unit of length equal to 100 millionth of a centimeter, used especially to specify radiation wavelength, also called angstrom unit, after Anders Jonas Angstrom, a Swedish astronomer and physics. Light is defined by wavelength, which is a measure of the distance from one peak or top of a wave of light or energy to another. Cosmic rays being the shortest, and the longest being electric power. But between the two are gamma rays, which is electronic radiation sent from radioactive decay, ranging from 10 thousandths to 10 millionth electron volts. X-rays, which is a relatively high energy photon or amount of electronic energy used for penetration power. Also, ultraviolet light rays, which are a range of invisible radiation ranging from 4 nanometers to 380 nanometers, just beyond the color violet in the visible spectrum. Infrared light rays, a range of invisible radiation bordering along microwaves, about 750 nanometers. Microwaves, a high-frequency electromagnetic wave measuring 1 millionth liter to 1 meter in length. Television waves, the transferring of visual images and sound using electromagnetic waves with the reconversion of received waves into visual images. Radio waves, a wireless transmission through space with a frequency of 10 kilohertz to 300,000 megahertz, and electric power coming from the reaction of attraction and repulsion of unalike and alike proton and electrons. Television waves and radio waves are also forms of light laser. There is also the visible spectrum, which runs from 400 nanometer to 700 nanometers in wavelength. Nanometers being 1/1000th, 10 to the 9th of a meter from the word nana, the Sumerian deity Sin, and meter from Greek metron, meaning measure. With all light flowing through a prism or a medium that represents whatever is seen through it, used to separate white light, coming from Latin, late Latin prisma, from Greek prisma, thing, sawed off, prism, from praein, prisine, to saw. This light becomes 6 colors: yellow, blue, red, green, orange, and purple. Light in its spheric form is at its atomic level. When you see full spectrum light in its physical state, it manifests as blackness. That is, all light and colors combined are blackness, and the manifestation of the solid form of light is melanin. Thus, they manifested from the great circle and throne of wisdom to this meager place. This is how the events of creation and pre-creation were recorded. When life existed in and beyond the stars, the all is, was, and will be. Felt within a love, a divine love, that is unknown or felt by those disagreeable beings, and thus emotions were. At the first birth of emotions was the birth of motion. Things gradually began to move about, and it was then that the movement and motion was conceived out of triple darkness, for the light birthed the chaos. Thus, the motion to create did manifest in existence, and all that exists within the all. Thus, things became what they were to become known as, before they existed, or what they would exist as. This is true caring. If you say you love Anu, then why do you not have faith in Anu, who is also known as El Elo, who is called in rhythm Allah by the Muslims, meaning ones who are of peace? Be on your guard, for they have been invaded by the disagreeable one's children as well. Anu is also called Yahweh by the Hebrews, Theos by Christians, and God by many others. He was appointed by the All as your caretaker. Anu appointed one of the Yahwehans called Tammuz, son of Ishtar and Inanna, daughter of Nanor, Sin, also called Isis or Aset, also called Astarte, Ashtareth, the Paraginian Sibyl, also Sibel, and Kali. This Tammuz was also called in tones Horus, Theos, Yahshua, Isa, Jesus, Christos, a son of Dumuzi, who was called Osiris, Usir, Dion Shaddis, and Eli, and the Abba of Tammuz, or Talah, the Heavenly Father, son of the Heavenly One, Anu. Thus it is said of this Tammuz, then the Enosites began to call upon the name of the Yahweh. If you say you have faith by way of him, who is your caretaker, Anu, who appointed Yahshua, HaMashiach, called Isa, Jesus, and Tammuz, then I ask you, why do you not trust in him? For it is Anu, also called El, that is trustworthy. If you say you love him, why do you not strive toward him? And if you say you are sensible, then why do you not tremble at the mention of Anu? Surely it is Anu that has been appointed to be your caretaker, and has appointed the anointed one, a Yahuwah, called Tammuz, from which the door at the gate of Yahuwah, the woman of that house, wept for Tammuz. This is merely one of the many houses of Yahuwah. This is recorded in the scriptures of Ezekiel, 8th degree, the 14th verse. This appointment of Anu was done by the All, within all, for as Anu became who he is, it had to be in accordance with the will of all, and the appointment of an anointer was done by Anu, both being Yahwehans in the All. It is he, Anu, who has transformed from an Etherian into a flesh-embodied being, and then returns at will to ether. He was as an appointed El Elo, Allah, who saw the confusion, which was caused by the fusion of emotions. The collision of emotions in this solar system came into being as time passed. It became known emotionally as that which is right to do and that which is wrong to do. Those who agree and those who disagree. The act that is good and the act that is evil. Thus, the birth of will is the beginning of the confusion. Confusion arose, and this somberness, a dull feeling, was felt in his, Anu's heart, out of divine love and great concern, with compassion and caring. He began to call out and ordered all the blessed and chosen children of the All, the Etherians, who incarnated into the form of the Anunnaki, which is known to many as the Allahum, or Nitiru, as known to the ancient Egyptians. He ordered them to incarnate in his spirit with the responsibilities for this now desolate solar system. It was here that life of all kinds and spiritual beings lived and thrived. Those extraterrestrials, the sky dwellers, who came to this planet Earth, be they extraterrestrials, Anunnaki, Nitiru, Elohim, angelic being, or be they of the terrestrial, that is, of this planet Earth, the land dwellers, and even those beings who came on land from the deep sea, and those species, all of which were agreeable people and disagreeable people, who did tread to and fro on the earth's surface, the ground, and swam in the seas, and flew in the skies of this planet Ki, now called Earth, from the word Iridu. But by the disorder of these disagreeable species were destruction, caused by meteorites, which are large pieces of debris that enters the atmosphere and reaches the ground, and that cause the light of the sun to be blocked by the dust clouds. Meteorites are chips off asteroids that can be of rock or metal. The daylight had gone where pure light once was, and no light reigned. Void was upon the surface of the deep. Ordering his spirit beings to hover above the surface of the deep, while the Great Spirit prepared for the reconstruction of this now desolate place. It was to be a great replenishing, yet not without fault, for life does dwell beneath the deep. The greatest variety of organisms live beneath the deep sea of this planet Tiamat. These sea waters make up 85% of all the waters on the earth. Under this vast watery surface are the tallest peaks and deepest valleys on the planet. Seawater is really pure water in which compounds have dissolved. Salts account for most of these dissolved substances, and the total amount of salts dissolved in seawater is known as the salinity, from the Latin word salinus, from sal, meaning salt. A rejuvenation and another chance was in the heart and mind of the most Holy Spirit. So one was selected from amongst the many to be the guardian over these beings, to be born, to be El Rahum Mul, the merciful, El Rahum, the yielder, El Hakum, he who is the wise one, El Gadush, he who is the holy, El Latuf, he who is the kind, and he who is the establisher of peace, he who is the peace, El Salum, the loving, El Ashug, the one and only sustainer of this solar system, soon to become a tri-solar system, in preparation for the elder's arrival. The other suns are already on their way. One such brightest light or star, about 25,000 light years from Earth, has been seen in the direction of the Sagittarius constellation, being named the Pistol Star, which cannot be seen with the naked eye because of dust clouds, which absorb the visible light of stars. This sun is 10 million times as bright as the sun already existing in its solar system. And when my soul has spoken unto me, and has confirmed in my heart and mind, glory be to El Sabor, the patient, Silla. Glory be to the kind, El Latuf. Glory be to Anu, he who is the giver, El Nafun. Glory be to the Endower, El Wahub. Glory be to who is the bestower, El Manu. Glory be he who is the healer, El Shafui. Glory be to the first, El Wah. Glory be to the honorer, El Ma'uz. Glory be to the supporter, El Tamul. Glory be to Anu, he who is the sufficient. Glory be to Eliun El, he who is the protector. Glory be to El Kabuk, who is the embracer. And glory be to the one helper. And glory be to the one, El Wahid. Glory be to the only one. And glory be to the encourager, El Shaju. Glory be to the benefactor, El Manun. Glory be to the enduring, El Bagui. Glory be to the uplifter, El Raful. Glory be to the light, El Nur. Glory be to El Yahuwah, he who is the beneficent, El Jalul Silla. Glory be to the Supreme, El Azum. Glory be to the Evident, El Zahur. Being one of the Anunnaki, he is called Anu, the Source, who is the son of Anshar and Kishar, the chosen son, who is the faithful, El Amun Mul. O Anunnaki, he who has descended into and around me, guide me in all that I do. Help me, that I may help all humans. Let me speak from your head, and not from mine own. Let me care from your heart, and not try to care from mine own. Let me see from your eyes, and not try to see from mine own. I, Melchizedek, known in tones as Yanun and El Kupt, As-Sayyid Isa El-Hadi El-Mahdi, Amanubi Ruakata, Rabboni Yahshua Bar El-Hadi, who is the Maku, Naya Malachi Zodak York El of today. I am to serve, not rule. Make me of the best of your servants. I am sent to fix that which is broken. I incarnate from time to time for those who are in need of my presence in the flesh. I am an Anunnaki, a Allaham, an Avatar, or Illa Mustajizu, who you would simply call and known as an angelic being.